It's the gilt on the gingerbread, the icing on the cake. It's monuments and mirror glass, the city's on the make. The devil takes the hindmost and no one counts the cost. It's such a sweet seduction. Love. You could call it ambition, but someone must be greed. Don't want you for a friend if you're a friend in need. Not gonna tell the truth if you swallow a lie. I want the icing on the cake. Love.
Nice curtains.
They cover the windows.
Well, we could change them.
Do what you want, Gemma. You do anyway.
I thought we could do this together.
You mean like a couple? That would be novel.
Oh, come on, Alistair. How long are you going to keep this up? This is our home now, and a different time, a different place.
But unfortunately, the same two people.
It's no good, is it? I don't know why it always ends up like this. All I want is for you to love me.
I'm sorry, Gemma.
I got drunk. I said some really stupid things, but I'm sorry, Alistair. For the millionth time, I'm sorry.
It's all right. Truce. New start.
We'll make it work, won't we? We have to. Do you love me?
Yes.
It's all right between us, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Here, I'll straighten your tie. Till tonight, then.
I told you I would have been there, but something cropped up.
Oh, it's probably just as well you didn't come. You would have felt old and out of place.
Oh. Ah, Alistair, is the love nest to your liking?
Blissful, thank you, Mother.
Well, thank you, Mr. Conversation.
Well, you should leave them alone.
Oh, don't lecture, Chelsea. Go and play with your magazine.
It's not playing.
Oh, isn't it? Watch out, Gloss.
We'll give you a run for your money.
That's Magda's problem, not mine. I suppose you'll be wanting a lift.
You're too kind, Maxine.
Well, good luck with the second issue. There is going to be a second issue, isn't there?
How is Mrs. Redfern this morning, Rita?
She's well, Mr. Redfern.
Breakfast in bed again? I didn't realize we'd become a hotel.
Mrs. Redfern deserves to be well cared for.
Of course she does. Now, will you tell Mrs. Redfern that I shall be home for dinner and that I would appreciate the pleasure of her company? Oh, and Rita, give her a kiss from me.
Well, I've had my time as editor, and now it's important for me to move on to bigger and better things. And just because I'm leaving is no cause for sadness. After all, I shall only be moving down the corridor, and you can rest assured I shall be keeping my eye on you from my new position as managing editor. No, today is a time for celebration, a time for bringing in the future. May I give you the new editor of Gloss, Magda McGrath, and her deputy editor, Gemma Stace.
Sorry, are we interrupting something?
I'm just saying farewell to the troops.
Oh, and we missed it.
I told you we should have come earlier.
There's no cause for sarcasm. We'll meet in my office.
Magda's office.
Sorry?
Well, strictly speaking, it's Magda's office now.
Thank you, Jasmine, for those few pearls of wisdom.
Maxine, can we talk?
It's all right, Magda. I shall be out of there very soon.
Congratulations.
I'm not so sure about that.
I suppose you'll want to see the accounts. Yes, I suppose I will. So, Magda, how does it feel to be in total control?
You are looking stunning this morning, Maxine.
Flattery at this hour.
That's not flattery, that is the truth.
Sorry I'm late.
Had a late night, did we, Giles?
Yeah, you know how it is, Maxine. So, to business. Namely, the takeover of CWN Productions.
Yes, but there's expensive and then there's expensive.
I tell you what, Jasmine, you do me a budget and I'll consider it, okay?
Great. I've got an idea.
Yes.
It's for a feature. I mean, like a column.
Yes.
No, I think I'll wait. This is the sort of idea that has to be presented just right.
I'll look forward to it. It's hardly the way to behave.
What?
You and Rex.
Oh, that's great coming from you. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Poppy, but there's nothing happening between me and Rex.
Oh, yes, and I hear pigs are joining aero clubs these days.
Magda, now, why should you be so interested in what Rex is up to? Oh, of course, I forgot. You've been there, done that, haven't you? touch of jealousy, perhaps.
Well, at least I've gone on to bigger and better things, Gemma.
Is that what you call Matt?
Well, I think he's gorgeous. Nicest thing in trousers we've had in here all morning.
I think Giles is pretty cute.
Giles? What on earth goes on in that tiny little brain of yours?
But he's so creepy.
I mean, is he warm-blooded? I don't think it's ever been proven.
I bet beneath that protective outer layer he's a really sensitive person. He is. I'm sure of it.
The guy from Paragon Promotions rang. Something to do with a comedy tour they're organising.
Chelsea.
His number's on the desk.
Chelsea, we have to clear this up.
You and Tanya have something to clear up. Leave me out of it.
Tanya is out of the picture now. After last night, she's gone.
So? We'll do it without her. It's probably a good idea anyway. She does nothing but slag me off.
Only because what's been happening between us.
What do you mean, what's been happening between us?
We get on well.
Working.
We spend a lot of time together.
Working.
I'm really attracted to you, Chelsea. I knew it would cause trouble, so I kept quiet. Tanya could tell anyway. I just thought you might have noticed too.
Yeah, well, I didn't, did I? Look, Justin, I really like you, but you've always been Tanya's boyfriend. Whatever she's thinking now, I have nothing to do with it.
I know that.
We have got close since we started working together. You're the only one who really stuck up for me.
All part of the service. You heard Tanya last night? It's all over between her and me.
What am I doing? I told Cara I'd show her a copy of the magazine.
Sure.
My pleasure, Al. Anything I can do to help? You will do. See you then. Bye. Alistair sends his love. He's coming out tomorrow to take me on a tour of the waterfront project. He said he'd see you then.
What does he want to show you for?
My boyish good looks. What do you think?
Has he offered you a job?
It's on the cards.
You can tell Alistair that you're wanted on the farm. I don't keep you here just for your health.
Oh, come on, Gran. This won't interfere with the farm, and you know it.
I'm sure Alistair had no idea it'd be inconvenient.
It's not, Mrs. R.
For you, maybe. Alistair's a good businessman. I'm sure if he wants to see Chris, there's a jolly good reason for it. It's all right, Olivia. I'm not casting aspersions on your precious grandson. I can do without Chris for a day, but just don't make a habit of it.
These are fairly major redundancies we're talking about. Are they all absolutely necessary?
Yeah, afraid so. I'll keep the guts of the staff, contracting the rest. Continue commercial production, some of our more viable programs.
Like your chat show.
Yeah, like a winter's tale. The rest of our resources we channel into the satellite option. Heads will roll. It's the way of the world.
Perhaps.
Come on, Maxine. So what if we're downsizing? It's only business. Look, if you're not up to it, just say so.
I'll sack every single one of them if absolutely necessary, but I certainly won't revel in it like you, Giles. Yes, I'm busy. Yes, I did organise a promotion. All right, I'll see to it. Excuse me, gentlemen. I'll be back in a moment.
What does she do for recreation, I wonder?
Oh, the mind boggles. Whatever it is not good for a bloke's. First husband dead, last lover in the bin. Take a brave man to venture into Maxine's bedroom.
Yeah, too right.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Eh?
I love a woman with a bit of spirit, you know?
She's certainly got that in abundance.
What are you saying, Matt? You reckon you could tame the beast?
Well, it'll be a challenge. I find challenges very hard to resist.
Oh, it looks fine to me. I'm proud to be a part of it.
We couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you. Did the launch go well?
Okay, one or two problems.
Nothing major.
Tanya walked out. She thinks I'm after Justin. She's totally wrong, of course.
Is she?
I like him, but he likes me a lot more. And Tanya saw that, now the whole thing's blown up in my face. She says she's never coming back, and he's moping around talking about relationships.
Do you want a relationship with him?
I don't know. I'm tempted.
Enough to risk your friendship with Tanya.
Lately, she hasn't been like a friend at all. And I do get along with Justin.
Chelsea, just because a man says he likes you doesn't mean you have to fall into his arms in gratitude.
I suppose so. Well, that'd be like you getting together with Rex if he told you he liked you.
I suppose so. Friendships, even ones that don't appear to be working, can be a lot more lasting and valuable than a relationship, Chelsea. Besides, with a magazine, well, business and pleasure are a dangerous combination.
You're not kidding there. Oh, I've got to run. Business calls. Oh. Thanks.
Oh, Rita, did Mr. Redfern say he'd be in for dinner?
Yes, he will.
Yes, Rita?
He said he'd appreciate the pleasure of your company. Will you be in?
Yes. I'll be in.
Olivia, can I have a word?
Yes, of course.
Do you think Chris and Alistair will be working together?
Well, I don't really think that's my business, or yours either.
I only want to know if he'll be involving Chris. Perhaps I should ask Alistair himself.
Yes, perhaps you should. I personally can't see why Dorothy can't manage the farm without Chris.
Dorothy has good reason for wanting to keep him here. She feels responsible for him.
Perhaps you think that Alistair would be a bad influence.
I'm sorry, Olivia. I had no intention of criticizing Alistair or offending you.
I know, my dear. Dorothy's not the only one that likes to keep an eye on her grandson.
Hi, Tanya. No, don't hang up. I'm sorry about last night. Yeah, not the best night out, eh? We should talk about it. Do you want to come around here in about 45 minutes? Great. See you then.
Yes, 10 o'clock. And don't forget to round up the others. Magda, she is a really positive person. She's just gonna love it.
Right. Tomorrow, then.
Looking forward to it, are we, Giles?
So, how's the takeover of the civilized world going?
It's all right. Once you get out of here, come for a drink.
Sure. I'll meet you there, though. I've got a couple of things to sort out here first.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a good idea to bring the children. Right, see you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes?
Any messages?
No. Were you expecting some?
Not particularly.
Then why ask? Shelley, could you please type this for me again?
Problems, Rex?
I'm just wondering who you have to sleep with to get a bit of cooperation around here.
I can answer that. It was a rhetorical question, Shelley.
Oh. It was a joke, wasn't it?
Sorry?
Gemma as deputy editor. You're not serious.
I don't see why not. Have you got a problem with that?
Well, of course I've got a damn problem. As editor of this magazine, it's my decision when it comes to appointing staff.
And I happen to be managing editor of this magazine.
I don't care if you're the Queen of England. I'm the one that's got to pull together a happy and constructive team, and I'm the one that's got to make it work.
And you can't do that with Gemma?
Could you?
Who would you appoint, then?
I'd advertise.
But you need someone now, not in 6 weeks' time. Gemma is here. Oh, come on, Magda. It's not going to hurt that much.
I'd rather have Poppy.
Look, I know Gemma's a pain. You know Gemma's a pain. But she is a good journalist, and it's work. It's not as though you're sleeping with her or anything.
Well, about the only one who isn't.
What do you mean?
Rex.
Is it common knowledge?
Well, you know our Gemma. She's not exactly subtle.
I'm not going to deny that I like you. Maybe I'm even attracted to you. But I'm not going to choose between you and Tanya.
It doesn't have to be a choice.
Doesn't it?
Tanya and I are history.
We're still friends and we work together.
Not anymore, you don't.
I'm going to talk to her. Let her know that there's nothing going on between us.
And this morning, that was nothing.
Yes, it was. It has to be nothing. All I want to do is sort this thing out so we can work together and not be at each other's throats.
Fair enough.
We can still be friends. Oh, I don't believe I said that.
Special friends.
Oh, lovely. I'm really glad you called me over to witness this.
Tanya.
Yes. It's me. Who are you expecting? Ronald McDonald?
It's not what you think.
Oh, it never is it? Just my wacky imagination again. Well, you two can get on with what you're doing. Just don't call me over to watch. Wait a minute.
There is nothing going on between Justin and me. I called you both here today so that we could sort this thing out once and for all. So sit down and listen.
Why the hell should I?
Because you've put just as much time and effort into this magazine as the rest of us. And you can't walk out now. And because you're my friend.
So talk.
Whatever you think was happening between Justin and me, whatever you saw happening was a stupid mistake. A mistake that's been put right. So let's forget about it and get on with putting out the most stylish magazine on the face of this planet.
Well, I'm willing to give it a go.
So am I. Okay. Great. Well, let's do it.
To the new editor of Gloss.
For what it's worth.
On a trouble and strife already.
Nothing I can't handle.
It must be hard following in Maxine's path.
Well, as long as she stays out of my way, we'll be fine.
Maxine will be far too busy conquering the world of television to worry about Gloss.
Well, lucky old television.
You know a fair bit about it, don't you?
What is this sudden interest in Maxine?
Well, nothing. Just that if I've got to work with her, I might as well know all I can.
Good. Well, just as long as it's only work.
Magda.
I'm not particularly keen on becoming part of the Matt Winter harem.
You know you're the only woman in my life.
Oh, sure. No little wifey tucked away in the background somewhere?
I'm shocked you should even suggest such a thing.
No late-night dictation sessions with a pretty blonde secretary?
Magda.
And no mucking around with Maxine Redfern.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Hello.
Hi. I'm looking for Chris. Have you seen him?
Not tonight. He comes in sometimes. Or maybe I shouldn't tell you that.
Probably not.
Would you like a drink?
Yeah, an orange juice, thanks.
Conrad, orange juice.
Are you going to get Chris in on your project?
It's a possibility.
What sort of position did you have in mind?
I don't know. PR, maybe, selling the space. I honestly don't know.
Could it involve the handling of money?
Well, it's a huge project. He's bound to be handling money in some form or another. Why do you ask?
You've only just met Chris. I know business partnerships are not the easiest of things.
I like Chris. If this thing goes ahead, I'll be straight with him, as I'm sure he'd be with me.
Chris is my brother. I don't want to jeopardize anything for him, but... Well, I think you should go into this with your eyes open, that's all. I'm sorry, I have to go. Bye.
Very cozy. Still warm.
Do you want a drink?
So who is she? The ear warmer with the vinyl briefcase. She's hardly a regular.
She's a friend of the family.
You fancy her, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Hello.
Hello. I didn't expect you so early.
I snuck away. I wanted to see you. I don't want to frighten you, but we can't go on like this. I love you, Cara. You think it's disconcerting for you? What about me? I've never even come close to loving anyone before. Never found anyone I wanted to love. You know, I feel privileged being here. Watching the two of you. Watching Miranda grow. That's why it's going to hurt when I leave.
Leave?
I can't go on living here, Cara. It's hurting you and it's hurting me. If only you love me half as much as you love Miranda.
Rex. Don't go.
Gemma seemed a tad upset when she came in.
That's so.
I don't know why I let you marry that woman.
Because you couldn't stop me?
Oh, face up to it, Alistair. She's just a grubby little social climber, clawing her way to the top at your expense. Divorce her now before she's entitled to half of everything.
Divorce? Now, that wouldn't look good for the Redferns.
Marginally better than adultery. You do know about Rex and Gemma. Everyone else does. I hope you deal with it now before it hits the Sunday papers.
It's up to you, of course.
I know that. And I will deal with it, but not yet. I'm not ready for it.
She's sleeping. So nice to have someone here in the evenings. Big house like this can feel so empty. I guess it was the kidnapping that did it. Made me realise that Miranda was all I had. My parents, my adoptive parents, died. And Brad. Sometimes I think everybody I've loved, I've lost.
You still have Miranda. And I'm here if you want me.
I never thought I'd be sitting here with you.
The terrible Rex. Oh, I know what people think of me. And up until now, I didn't really care. But with you, it's different. I want you to know the truth. My parents, my adoptive parents, died too. My father was losing his business and his mind. He killed my mother. Then he sat in his favorite chair and blew his brains out. I was 17. When I came home from school, I was an orphan for the second time. Since then, I've put up this hard shell, making sure that no one could ever hurt me again. And that's how the world's judged me. The terrible, terrible Rex. Until you. You're different. You don't judge me like the others. I could never believe that anyone would actually want to care for me. Just doesn't seem possible.
I care for you.
Cara, you look radiant. Did you sleep well?
Very well, thank you. And you?
I'm afraid so. All alone in my little bed, clutching the cold comfort of honor. It's a hard life, isn't it, Rita, sleeping alone? Still, you'll be used to it. Perhaps you could serve breakfast now.
You shouldn't tease her.
She hates me. She wants you all to herself. And you, I can understand that. I see a very bright future for you, me and Miranda.
Let's not rush this.
No. No, of course not.
I'm very fond of you.
Fond?
I just don't want to hurry things.
No chance of that. Gotta go. See you later.
Well, what about your breakfast?
I've lost my appetite.
Chris can't come to you, of course.
I'm going to pick him up, show him the site.
Why hasn't he got a car?
I can brief him as we drive. Besides, there might be some things I want to discuss with Olivia while I'm out there. Kill two birds with one stone.
That woman in the bar. Is she one of these birds you want to kill?
Jessica. Her name is Jessica. And the answer is no. Not that it matters.
Oh. Hey, did you pick up those bromides while you were in town?
Look, sorry, I forgot.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Hey, relax. I'll pick them up later when I interview the comedians.
And what am I supposed to do till then? Meditate?
Come on, guys. Look, why don't you go in now? It'll take you a couple of hours to find a park anyway.
Yeah. Why not?
Ah, the editor has spoken and her will be done.
I thought we'd had all this out yesterday. If you've got an attitude problem, don't bring it around here.
I'm sorry. It's just kind of difficult.
I know. But it'll get easier. And if it doesn't, well, the solution's simple.
Oh, yeah?
We'll kill Justin.
Bore him to death by reading his own articles to him over and over.
Rig up a typewriter so when he walks in the door, it falls on him. The magazine. That's the most important thing right now. Okay?
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, you guys, I've worked out a running order. Telestra, can you go first? Frigid next. Melanie. And Saffron. She'll just hate me, I know she will. Deep breathing, Frigid. Radiate.
What the hell is that?
They're deeply creative people.
Deeply unattractive people.
What would you know about art?
This little coven anything to do with you?
They're Shelley's big idea. She thinks they'll add 20,000 to the circulation.
Well, it won't be by taking their clothes off and posing on the cover.
Sex, sex, sex. Is that all you boys ever think about?
If we're lucky.
Rex, in your own little way, are you flirting with me?
Maybe.
You do run hot and cold, don't you?
Morning, playmates. Poppy, be a dear and drag your account books into my office, will you?
Magda, late on your first day. Never mind, you do look nice. Takes a bit of time, doesn't it, to get the executive look quite right?
Not as long as it takes some people to pack.
Rex, you're here. Shall we go? Oh, don't worry, Magda. Your office is quite ready.
Sure, Maxine. Who are these people and what do they want?
You know how I told you I had an idea?
Yes?
Well, I was thinking that Gloss needs a poetry page.
A poetry page?
Yes.
And there was never any thought of taking on the whole project? I don't think there's a company in New Zealand with enough capital to cover the entire development. We'll be happy with the leisure centre. Right.
Alistair,
Good morning.
you're off to the project then?
Uh-huh.
Suddenly the stud's not good enough for Chris.
Gran, we better escape while I'm still able.
A wise move.
I tell you what, rather than go in your car, I'll take mine, and I've got a few things I want to do afterwards.
Fine.
And I'll bet you $50 I get there before you.
Okay, you're on.
Good.
I thought I'd visit Caro today. Do you fancy a trip up to town?
Sorry, old girl?
A trip up to town. Oh, yes. Yes.
Well, we're on our way.
The staff have been assembled.
I await your every command.
Then let's do it.
I felt it stir within, my baby in the womb. I touched my belly lightly, a flower in full bloom. For I will know the joys of life, forget the sorrow and the strife. For we will have, my little one, endless days of endless fun.
She's very sincere, isn't she? Oh, dreadfully so. Thank you very much. I do have to warn you, it's not quite what we were looking for.
You don't have children, do you, Miss McGrath?
No.
If you did, then you'd understand.
So bad poetry and pregnancy go hand in hand, do they?
Many of your readers would understand.
Many would die laughing.
I cannot go on. To live, ha! What travesty! Inside my heart withers. My hands shake. The end is near. I die.
I should certainly hope so. Just as luck would have it, I'm a bit of a poet myself. And so, fellow poets, a haiku from which I'm sure you will all derive great meaning. They were not wanted because they had no talent. Knowing this, they left.
We're at the dawn of a new age, freedom and prosperity. This industry is on the verge of a vast technological leap. And as the face of television changes in this country, illusions will be at the forefront. Pay television, satellite television, narrowcasting, these will all be everyday words soon. So too, I hope, will the name illusions.
Excuse me, Mrs. Redfern.
Yes?
Can we just cut through all this bull? You know, we don't really care about the golden future. What we want to know about is jobs, our jobs.
We will, of course, retain as many staff as possible in the short term, but as the nature of the company changes from a production house to a transmission base, some downsizing will be required.
Yeah, sure. So we're all going to lose our jobs. That's what you're saying, isn't it?
Oh, that'd be a bit of an overreaction,
Listen, pal.
Tony.
If you want to work in this industry again, you'll sit down and shut up.
Ah, the true face of the new regime shows itself.
There's a letter here addressed to each of you. In it, you'll find out what the future holds, employment-wise. Hand those out. Some of you will continue on in your present duties. Some of you will be given new assignments or undergo retraining programs. The rest of you will be surplus to requirements. Now, I'd like to talk to those people made redundant so we can sort out the severance of contracts here and now.
Not bad. You owe me 50.
Bastard.
Money has a way of falling into my hands.
And out of mine. Well, the development starts over there and continues on up to Hobson Bay.
How much demolition work's involved?
Oh, some of the old sheds will be restored, but basically the lot will go.
Must be nice having your money working for you. Mine's all tied up in trust funds.
I have to work in with the family as well.
But not for them. Not under their collective thumb. It's a bit of a drag at times.
Jessica does seem rather concerned about you.
Does she? I suppose she does.
She said I should get to know you better before we made anything definite.
When did she say that?
She came to see me at the bar.
Really?
Is there anything you'd like to tell me?
My sister's referring to my rather checkered history when it comes to money. I'd have to be honest and say I've blown a lot of it in my time.
Tell me about it.
Well, you know what it's like. Young guns loose with a bit of cash. I mean, you lose it on the craziest deals. The ski resort on the mountain where it didn't snow for 3 years is my all-time personal favorite. And since then, Jessica's taken a keen interest in my welfare. And it's very hard to convince her that the silly season's over.
I know. You just described my family history for the last few years.
Look, I'll level with you. If you've got a problem employing me, I'd rather you said so now and we can go our separate ways.
No, no problem.
Oh, that's good. And don't hold it against Jessica. She wasn't interfering. She just cares, that's all.
Too rare a commodity. Most of the people I know delight in stirring things up.
Like your wife.
You noticed.
It's a bit hard not to.
Nice to see a man who enjoys his work.
Is it? I feel sorry for these people. Doubly sorry when Giles is finished with them.
Let him have his thrills. Someone has to do it.
Where on earth did you discover that clown? Oh, don't tell me. You dug him up. But having done so, why go into business with him?
Could ask you the same question.
Hey, I come in with you. He has come as a very nasty surprise. You haven't answered the question.
Well, let's just say we were thrown together.
Here we go.
Happy now, are we, Mrs. Redfern? Now that we've gobbled up another business and spat out the rubbish?
Tony.
Oh, forget it. This lady doesn't know me from a bar of soap, and one day she waltzes in here with a little tribe of yes-men, spouting all this garbage about the golden future, and what does she do, huh? Just to satisfy her immense ego, she rips the heart out of this company, and not satisfied with that, she then takes what's left and throws it on the garbage.